So, last but not least, this is a long A video. Hi, my name is Alisha. If it's your first time here, welcome. If not, thank you so much for coming back and joining me. I'm on a bit of a roll. So today I want to talk to you about my glowing complexion enhanced by Natasha Denona. And I'm going to tell you how I got to this point. Now we're going to start talking about the products that I'm currently using for my face. So let's not start at the lightening product. So I had a bunch of pigmented marks all over my face. I got a few pimples, a couple of them cystic. I mean, like one of them, it's, you probably can't see it, but it's still on my forehead. It's almost gone. I think I have 2 bumps left, but I had tried a bunch of new products from The Ordinary as well. Some other things like that burned my face. Okay, so I'll talk about that in another video. So like my skin was jacked up. I was like a scab, pimple, peely, like blackheaded, like it was just a wreck. So like even if I wanted to film videos, like my skin was not having it. So I started to do some research, and there was a lot of products that I wanted to try, and so I was like, okay, let's just get this together. So first, my nose piercing was healed to the point that I could start to use the face wash that I had bought and that I tried a while ago and wanted to continue using. And this is the Glow Recipe Blueberry Bounce Cleanser. And I like to use this as a morning cleanse or a second cleanse. So if I have on makeup, this is not the first thing that I use, but I do really like this. It's very gentle. If I have on makeup, it'll take off most of what I have, but I like to use this basically if I just have on maybe just skincare and nothing else. But it's very, very, it feels very soothing and smooth on the skin. It has, just a slight soapy and blueberry scent, and it doesn't burn the eyes if you use it on your eyes, if you wash it over your eyes. It just feels very, very nice. I use this on dry skin, and then I use a damp cloth to remove the residue from this. This doesn't foam when I use it on dry skin, but if I use it with a tool, it will do that a little bit. And I just like the way that this works on my skin. It doesn't dry my skin out at all. I find that most face washes that I use that will actually take everything off tend to dry my skin out. This one does not do that, so I really, really like this product. I'll put the price of this in the description box. I think it's something like $30 or something, and you can get this at Sephora, but I really, really like this face wash. It's probably the most expensive face wash that I've ever bought in my life, and there's water in here, but I don't care because I really, really like it. So that's the first thing that I'm using on my face. And then if I have on makeup, just because I really haven't found something else, so I'm going to try a cleansing balm, and I think I want to try the Pharmacy Balm, but I'm trying to be careful with adding a lot of new products. I've been going very slowly with that because remember, my skin was freaking out, and so I'm trying to find a way to repair that. And so I was trying to stick with things that I know and that my skin is okay with. So I use the Neutrogena Naturals makeup removing cleanser. This can be a little bit drying, but I know that my skin can tolerate it. So if I have a face full of makeup, I can use this and it's gonna take everything off and I'm not gonna die. And I do need moisturizer after I use this, but I put on skincare when I'm taking off makeup anyway, and so it's okay and my skin can tolerate it. So this is like $6.50 a bottle. It's not full of, the worst crap ever. And so I don't mind using this for something inexpensive. Whereas the face wash that I bought that I wanted to try, which is the CeraVe Hydrating Face Wash, it has hyaluronic acid in it and it was making my face break out. So this is my makeup removing face wash that I have been using. So those are my 2 current face washes. If I want to use something to take off makeup, I use avocado oil. I take avocado oil, I rub it all over my face, and then I wash my face with my Blueberry Bounce cleanser. So everybody's like, oh, I need a cleansing balm and I need all this stuff, whatever. it does the same thing. And so it's up to you. Everyone doesn't like the feel of an oil. They like the cleansing balms because they break down and feel a little bit lighter on the skin. But for me, you know, I was doing that before it became a trend because it would take everything off of my face. So you can try that. And I knew also that that was not going to aggravate what was going on with my skin. So the next thing, like I said, my skin was burned. And this was because I tried a glycolic acid peel. It was about a 25% glycolic acid peel that you put on for about 10 minutes maximum. And I had used this peel probably twice, and it burned my face. And not all over, but in my eyebrow area. And so like across my brow, and then also it burned my neck. And you can't see it anymore, but last week I still had scabs. I had huge scabs on my neck because I had put it on and accidentally gotten it onto my neck. And I guess I didn't wipe it off, but I didn't realize it. And so I had huge scabs on my neck from this product. Total error on my part. And I couldn't feel that it was there, but I thought I had, you know, I wiped all of it off, but apparently I didn't. And then afterwards I ended up, you know, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 days later, I ended up with these scabs on my neck. So I can use a very low percentage of glycolic acid, but not a high percentage. So again, I had these scabs on my face and that was starting to peel, and I was trying to recover from that. And so I had the pimples and stuff. And so I was not using any, wasn't using any acids, but I needed something to calm my skin down. And so I decided to try the Tiger Grass Repair Serum. And this is Dr. Jart, and this comes in a few different forms. This comes in a cream / balm. They have a color correcting serum, and I think there's one more product, but I just wanted something that was very basic. I don't like a lot of heavy products on my skin. My skin doesn't like it, so it don't matter. I don't know what I like, baby. I can't do that. So this is a very light serum, and I like the way that this bottle works. When you open this, the top twists up and it puts the exact right amount in here. So you get a full dropper full, and I'm just gonna like show you just a little bit. So if you press that down, it squirts out the whole amount onto your hand. And this is very, very light in texture, and you can barely see this on my skin in the light, but it's very, very light in texture, and it rubs in very quickly. And so I was just putting that all over my face, everywhere where I had any, you know, irritation, where I had the scabbing. I was even putting it on my neck. And Tiger Grass is supposed to help repair wounds and irritation. And this is just very lightly scented, and I think it's just from the ingredients. And I have the list here. I don't believe that there is any fragrance in here. But one of the things that, of course, I'm always looking for is that there's no hyaluronic acid, and there's no rose anything in it. No rose oil, no rose water, anything like that. And there's none of that in here. And so this really helped to calm my skin down and help to shrink my pimples a lot faster than I think they would have done on their own. So this was specifically to help with the irritation and the breakouts. And so I am not using this as much anymore. I haven't completely stopped using it because I really just like the way that it feels on my skin. But I feel like it really did help to calm down the breakouts that I was having. And so if you're looking for something to help with a lot of breakouts, I think that that may be something worth trying. This product is $45 for, this is, where is the ounces? This is 1 fluid ounce. So, and again, I like that they help you control the amount that you're using for that. So the other thing that I've been using, which I think I had showed you guys before, this is a Biosense Squalene Peptide Eye Gel. And this is half a fluid ounce. This gel is just, it's just the right texture for me for using under my eyes. I need something under my eyes that's a little bit heavier than a gel, but not quite a cream. I really, really like the texture of this, especially in the daytime. It works well under makeup. I have something else that I'm going to start using in the night. I just ran out of this like 2 days ago. I am going to repurchase this just because I love the way that this feels on my face. It's the perfect amount of hydration. And so I was using this before my face started acting up. My under eye area was just absolutely perfect. When I was having some issues with eczema in the wintertime, I started using this and it got rid of it. So this is a very, very nice eye gel. No ingredients that irritate, almost no scent whatsoever. And this is, I think, $35 or $38 for a half a fluid ounce. The next thing is something that I was coveting, and this is Caroline Hyerin's fault, okay? This is the Kate Somerville Deep Tissue Repair, and it's so hard to see the writing on here because it's silver. And this is 1 fluid ounce, and this is, I think, $120. I'll have to look this up. This has that top where you press on here, and I'm gonna show you just like a little bit of this. I don't want to waste it. So you just push that and a little bit comes out, and you can see that. And so here's the deal with this. I am very fragrance sensitive, and so when I got this product and I opened it, I'm like, deep tissue repair, I'm gonna turn into an angel or the Lord of gold and diamonds, okay? And I pumped out my first portion of this, and I got so mad because it's smelly. It smells like perfume. And I was like, I can't believe that this esthetician would, because, okay, we're professionals, okay? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? I was very angry, and I'm like, you know, I can't use this. It's gonna give me a headache, you know? And so like I put it on my face, I just, you know, and then I started reading the ingredients, right? And it says hyaluronic acid, and I wanted to throw it, but it was too expensive because I'm like, oh, I'm allergic to hyaluronic acid now. So I get on the computer and I'm researching and I'm reading articles and doing all this stuff or whatever. And so what I started to find was that there are, okay, so there's different molecular weights for hyaluronic acid. There's low, medium, and high molecular weight hyaluronic acid. The trend is to use low molecular weight hyaluronic acid or multiple weights in a product because it is supposed to help with absorption. But if you are trying to keep moisture on the surface of the skin, using a high weight hyaluronic acid is good because it just sits on the surface of the skin and it'll hold whatever moisture is already on the surface of the skin. So I don't know what size hyaluronic acid is in here, but what it makes me think is that there are some types of hyaluronic acid that are inexpensive and there are some that are more expensive. I don't know if low molecular weight hyaluronic acid is less expensive. I don't know. But I put this product on my face that has hyaluronic acid in it, and it cost $120, and I had absolutely no reaction. Whereas if I use a product that has hyaluronic acid and a acid, okay, so if it's hyaluronic acid and vitamin C, hyaluronic acid and lactic acid, hyaluronic acid and there's a few others, I don't have a reaction. Also, in this product, I don't have a reaction, but it by itself, and also in a face wash that I was using, it did not do well. So it's a bit, you know, confusing to try to figure out exactly what's going on with that. But my skin did very well with this product. So again, remember, I have breakouts, I'm having the peeling, I've got the scabbing. I took one swipe of this and wiped it on my cheek. I'm like, let me just see if I get a breakout. Besides the fact that it smells horrid, okay? I put it on my face and the smell kind of dissipated, but you can still smell it on your hands. So I just washed my hands, and I'm like, the next day I didn't have a bump. And so I'm like, okay, I'll put it all over my face. So I put it all over my face. Before the Lord Almighty, my skin was so smooth the next day, I could not believe it. I mean, like literally in one day, my skin was so much smoother. I don't even know what to say. And I hadn't, corrected the fact that I still needed more help with exfoliation. So I had dead skin buildup and, things like that or whatever. And I had these bumps, which were flaking because, they like were super intense pimples. And, it was just, it was unbelievable. It just fixed my skin. Like my texture was just completely different. And then like after 3 days, I was just touching my face. Like you're not supposed to touch your face, but I was just touching my face, and like the point where you are, this is really dramatic. The point where you're like, what I always am looking for is, skincare is so important to me because I don't want to feel like I have to wear makeup. I want to wear makeup because I like to wear makeup, but I am always I'm striving towards the point where I just walk around with some mascara on because I want my lashes to look good, and I draw on some eyebrows and my skin just looks like, phenomenal. And like this is pushing my skin towards that point. Like I'm never gonna not buy this. I'm never gonna not have this. And like the smell, like I said, once I put it on my face, I can't smell it anymore after 2 minutes. And the smell that's on my hands, I just wash my hands. So Kate, I don't even care that you have fragrance in this. Like, and I have a couple other products from her. I have the Dermal Quench Liquid Lift, and I have Exfoliate, which I haven't tried yet because I'm trying to wait for the acid stuff, whatever. I don't even care about that. I just care about this. And I'm tracking this to see how fast I run through this. I was using it twice a day because of how irritated my skin was. I'm now using it in the evening only, and I'm going to use a different moisturizer in the daytime. But like, this is like, if you start using this, you're not going to be like, you're like, that's stupid. Why would you use $120 moisturizer? If you're 20 years old, don't buy this. It's not what it's for. This is a repairing product. This is a texture, wrinkle repairing product. This is for skin that needs help. This is like corrective. Like you're not 20 anymore, but we'll help you with that. So, if your skin is fine, this is not what you need. But if your skin is not fine, buy it, okay? If you think your skin is perfect and you're, beyond the age of, 35, and you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I really need anything, but I would try that. If you would try it, you would not regret this. I don't even know how it does this, okay? I do the technical part of this with the peptides that are in this, but this is just, it's almost magic in a bottle, but it's not, it's science. And it's just a good product, and I don't care how much it costs. So again, I'm gonna put the price, but this is $120 for 1 fluid ounce, and I don't care. This is magic. So that's the moisturizer that I've been using. And then the last thing that I've been using on my face is the AHA Lightening Gel. And I haven't been using this really, this is the thing that I've been using the shortest amount of time. I haven't been using this long enough to get a result, but I'm mentioning this because the lightening product that I used to use, because a lightening product is something that I only use when I have issues with hyperpigmentation, and I'll use it just on the places where I have dark spots, and that is it. The product that I used to use, I think they're discontinuing it, and it was by Fashion Fair. If you're an African American woman, you might know about this product, and it's called Vanish, and it was very, very popular, and I liked it because it wasn't really full of a bunch of weird crap. I went to the store, and the inexpensive products, Ambi and there's a bunch of different names and stuff that range in price from, you know, $4 to $10. I mean, it's just full of garbage. I bought this Ambi Fade Cream. It has 2% hydroquinone in it. There's teenagers. It has like 2% hydroquinone in it. And like, I started getting blackheads and pimples everywhere I was putting this stuff on my face. And I'm like, this is stupid. This is exactly what I don't want my face to do. It's making my skin do the thing that I'm trying to correct. And so like, it was just like a complete waste of time. So I can't say that I really want to spend as much as this costs. This product costs $100. So I cannot say that I want to spend $100 on a product like this. However, here's my thing. If I have to spend this amount of money in order to get a product that is not going to make my skin react, and is going to work for something like this, this is, you know, 1 fluid ounce of product. And no, I'm not going to use a whole ounce of product. I'm using like a less than a pea-sized amount on my face twice a day. And once I've corrected what I'm working on, I'm going to stop using it. This is going to last me all of eternity. It's in a light-proof, air-proof bottle, which is something else that's really important about this. It's a clear gel, which is something that I really like because it's not adding any extra, you know, emollients or moisturizers or anything. It's just doing the one task of lightening the dark marks, and that's it. I mean, you just get a lot of product, so I don't necessarily mind the price. It could be less expensive, totally. However, sometimes I feel like I'm at a point in my life where if I have to spend more money to get a good product, there is a limit. I'm not gonna spend $400 for something like this. Like, you're just being, for me, that's not what I'm willing to do. But my price limit is probably like $150 for an individual skincare product at this point in my life. So, you know, this, you know, like I said, I will let you guys know once I've gone like the full length and see, you know, exactly how this does on the marks that I'm working on. So I have no doubt that it'll probably do fine. But I don't have a report on this other than it's not breaking me out. So this can be a bit tingly because I had pimples that were not all the way gone, and I was like, you know, already putting it on there because I knew it was going to darken anyway. But in general, you know, it doesn't bother me, and I like that because this is a really light gel, and it's clear. I can layer this under other stuff, and it's not adding any weight to you know, my other things that I'm putting on. So I really like this. Now, because I'm using a lightening product, which in general, I am a sunscreen person, okay? I'm gonna get a sunburn no matter what, and you know, so I'm a sunscreen person, but because I'm using a lightening gel, I wanted to make sure that I was using something that was going to protect me and not reverse the work that I'm trying to do. And so I wanted to get a new face sunscreen. And so the new product that I decided to try is the Neogen Dermatology Daylight Protectant Sunscreen SPF 50, and this is PA 3+. Now, I'm gonna explain the terminology. So, and I'll probably do a sunscreen video just to, you know, really clarify this, but basically PA is a UV, and I might need to correct myself. This is a UV A rating that's used that was started in Japan, okay? And so where in America we have sunscreens that are broad spectrum, that means it covers UVA and UVB. So that means sun rays that cause cancer and sun rays that will burn you and cause, you know, darkening of the skin. that's how ours are rated. So if it says broad spectrum, it's gonna cover everything, okay? If it just says UVA, then that means that it's just gonna protect you from getting a sunburn, okay? So you want something that's broad spectrum. This, when it says that it has PA, that means skin darkening. So whatever would cause your skin to darken, it protects against that. So this has triple PA protection. And so I was looking for something that was really going to help with that. And I had been kind of like looking for sunscreens before it even got warm, because I need something that when I layer with my other products in the summertime, I'm not gonna end up looking like a grease ball, okay? And a lot of one of the sunscreens that I wanted to try, it's no longer available. I don't know what happened to it. It was by Cover FX, and it just disappeared before I could even get my hands on it, and it has not come back. But I saw some pretty good reviews on this one that it doesn't get too shiny. And what I find with this is that when I put it on, and this is a mineral sunscreen, that's the other thing. I wanted to go from a chemical sunscreen to a mineral sunscreen, which has physical blocking. It doesn't go into the skin and then convert. A chemical sunscreen you need to put on at least 15 minutes before you go outside, and it converts in your skin and then starts to block the sun rays, whereas a physical sunscreen, as soon as you put it on, it is blocking the sun. So I wanted to, and this is 1.65 fluid ounces, and this is $30. So let me just warn you, if you're brown, if you're Hershey brown, if you're a pretty brown girl, this is gonna turn you purple, because I'm like lavender when I put this on. But what it does is, the longer it sits on my skin, it starts to disappear. And then I'm usually putting on things on top of this, so I'm fine. And if I'm gonna wear it by itself, like I said, if I just wait a little bit, if I give myself 10 to 15 minutes, that cast just kind of disappears. And I don't know if it's because it's absorbing into the skin, but it does disappear. And I also find that the longer I let this sit on my skin, the more matte it gets, which is weird. So it doesn't say that it's a mattifying, sunscreen or anything like that, but it does say that it will help dry skin get hydration. And it says no white cast, but this is Neogen. Neogen is made in Korea, so it's no white cast if you pale as a sheet. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So I have some other products from Neogen. I really like them. They're fun, or I would say fun in the way that they do some innovative things, because they're different than what we're used to. But you guys know, products and lines from Korea, they not hitting for caring about nobody that got any type of melanin in their skin. And so, like I said, it is going to leave a white cast, okay? If you're olive at all, I mean, you got any type of tan, okay? So, but anyway, it works well. It doesn't break me out, and it doesn't leave me super duper greasy, and I can layer it with other stuff fine. I don't believe there's any silicones in here, so I don't have to worry about it balling up when I put other things on top of it. So there's no rose oil in here. I'm lying. That's the other thing. When I got this, I read the ingredients online on Sephora, and this is something else that bothers me a lot. When I look at ingredients online on Sephora, a lot of times when I get the product home, and I think they have a disclaimer about this, like, please, consult package for current ingredient list, When I get things home, sometimes the ingredients on the package is completely different than what's on the website. And so this has rose damascena flower extract. So there's rose extract in here, but it's a small enough amount where it doesn't bother me. So my skin seems to be able to tolerate rose in certain quantities and things like that. So I don't get breakouts when I use this product. There's another face product, mineral sunscreen that I wanted to try, and I'll talk about that in another video, that it did break me out. So this is a very nice product, and I'll show you how this looks on the skin. This is white when you use it, and Just rub that in. And you can see it's one a little blue. And it smells a little bit like menthol-y. And I have to look at the list and see if there's actually any in there. So, and you can see it creates some sheen, but that does start to go away as it sits on the skin. There's this is, I smell it's rosemary. That's what I smell. Yeah, there's eucalyptus in here, cedarwood oil, lemon. Yeah, I smell everything that I ever unstop your nose. It smells nice, but it's a bit herbaceous. So, the other thing that I've been using on my skin is the Ordinary EUK 0.1%, and this is an antioxidant, and this is good because it is a self-regenerating antioxidant. This basically is going to boost your skin's ability. It basically helps protect you from sun damage. So if you're using this with a sunscreen, if you're using it with a vitamin C, it is just going to boost the effectiveness of whatever sun protection that you have, and it's just going to help protect you from sun protection. So this is something that I like to use if I'm just sitting in the house and I'm not going outside. I'll put this on by itself, or I'll put on 2 drops of this and rub it all over the skin when I'm still putting on my other stuff, just for extra protection. And I really, really like this. It's very cost effective, and you know, it doesn't break me out. I was using a different antioxidant from The Ordinary before, but this one, because it's self-regenerating, I don't have to worry about, you know, if it's degrading over the day. And this is brown. It comes in a light proof bottle to protect it from the sun, and it seems like it's oily, but it's really not. And it actually feels a little bit warming on the skin when you rub this in. Not really a scent to this, but again, like 2 drops is really enough. And it feels just very slightly tacky when you put this on. Again, it looks like it's oily, and almost kind of feels like it, but just a little thicker kind of in the consistency. So a very interesting feel, but just a couple drops of that, and it kind of will leave a little bit of sheen on the skin, so it may make you look like you've been in some oil. So, but once my skin had totally recovered, then I was able to go back to adding lactic acid 10% with hyaluronic acid, which is weird. I can use this one, and this is from The Ordinary. And this also helps with hydration. And this I just use in the daytime. So that's also in my skincare routine. So last but not least, this is a long video. If you have been trying to figure out, should you use a cleansing tool, go away from my door because you're making it creak. If you're trying to figure out, should you be using a cleansing tool, it is very subjective. Some people need one, some people do not. Almighty Caroline is against cleansing tools, but I think it depends on your individual skin type. So for me, I tried everything first, and I went to school for aesthetics, and so I'm not completely, I am not, you know, a layman. It's not as though I don't know anything about skin. So for me, I felt like I'm just gonna go the traditional route. Using a face cloth on my skin is enough exfoliation. I use chemical exfoliators. You know, this should be enough. Now, because I have things going on with my skin like psoriasis, eczema, things like that, and as I've gotten older, my cell turnover has really started to slow down. I have the issue with blackheads that I have not been able to get rid of with products that traditionally people are able to, you know, kind of get that under control. And some people just have blackheads, and that's just what they have to deal with. That's their one skincare, you know, gripe. So having one skincare issue I mean, that's not a big deal. I tried everything. So I did the, you know, washcloth and, you know, your regular face wash. And then I just decided to try the Foria product. And That one is just kind of like a little nubby surface. It's made of silicone and that vibrates with a sonic technology, and you use that with your face wash. And I tried that product for about 2.5 weeks and did not notice any difference whatsoever. I didn't find that that was any different than washing my face with I actually found that it was less effective than washing my face with a face cloth. So I got rid of that. I'm like, this is just worthless as far as I'm concerned. That was not effective for me at all. Some people, that works for them. So then I finally decided, like, I was really starting to have this issue with like this, skin buildup around my nose that normally I only had in the winter time. But even though I was using retinol, and I was using lactic acid during the day and I'm washing my face, like it was starting to get even more intense. And I'm like, why is my skin not exfoliating properly? And I just feel like as I'm getting older, it's just slowing down more and more and more, and my skin hates me. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try a sonic brush. So I did some research, and of course the #1 brand in the world is Clarisonic. And so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna get a Clarisonic. So I looked into their brushes, and the most reasonable one to try would be the Mia 2. So the Mia 2, it has the zone signaling, so you use the brush on a certain area and it signals you to go to the next area. It comes with a charging base. There's different types of brushes to use. You can get different attachments for it. You can get there's a higher end version that you can get that would include a brush for applying your makeup and for massaging your face and things of that sort, and for applying skincare products and all of that. And so the more expensive one can be somewhere around $300. The Mia 2 you can get for $99 or something of that sort. And so I was like, that seems like a really good idea now, because my nose is pretty much healed from getting it pierced. I felt like, okay, now is a good time for me to be able to try one of the brushes. So I noticed that there's a brand named Michael Todd that also does a sonic brush, and theirs is called the Soniclear Petite. And the difference between this and Clarisonic is that Clarisonic is huge, and when you're the first to do something, or the biggest and the most broadly advertised, it doesn't matter if someone does something different than you or does something better than you, you're the biggest. And so nobody really cares what anybody else is doing. So I am not the trend following person in that way. So when I did research on the Michael Todd Sonic Cleansing Brush, the reason why I wanted to buy it is because they do the zone notification, so it tells you when to go to the different place on your face. It comes with a charging base. It comes with the different brush heads, and the different brush heads come on the less expensive model. You can get massaging brushes. You can get different stiffnesses. You can get ones for skincare application, and you can do different levels of intensity for washing. And then the thing that really made me want to get this brush is that they have antimicrobial technology built into the bristles of every brush head that you buy, and it doesn't wear off. So that was very important to me, because of course you're going to clean the brush and keep it clean, and as clean as you possibly can, but it's wet and it's in your bathroom. And the one that I have, it comes with a cap, and so does the Sonicator. So the Clarisonic. So it might be wet, and so to me, I feel like, how do you keep this stuff clean? So I could go with the brand that everybody buys, because everybody buys it, or I can get the one that to me is more hygienic and more sanitary and is better priced, because I don't care nothing about Clarisonic. I'm sorry, I just don't care. So I have the Michael Todd Soniclear Petite Brush, and this comes in all types of patterns or whatever, and I have the sensitive brush head on here. And it did come with, my brush came with the sensitive and with the regular brush head, and I didn't even use the regular brush head because I was like, because of the state that my skin was in at the time, I was like, let's just start with a sensitive one. And this is very, very soft, very gentle. And they even have one it's called the cashmere brush. It doesn't have bristles. It kind of looks like a soft, it's not really a sponge. It looks kind of like a cloth, but you know, it's compact like a sponge. So it's a solid head. And people use that for either skincare product application I've seen, or I've seen that people will use that for washing their face. So they have all kinds of brush heads that will fit on this, lower priced model. And it came with the magnetic head, the magnetic charger. So the charger just sticks to this to charge it. And you can also buy the cradle for it. The cradle was something like $12. And this was $100. So when I started using this, I would say within 3 days, almost all of the blackheads that I had on my nose that I could never get rid of were gone. So the skin buildup that I had around my nose that I just couldn't get rid of, gone. So all the stuff that like I couldn't fix with my chemical exfoliants and all the other stuff that I was doing right with my skin, I was able to fix with this. So if you have issues that you feel like, well, maybe, I always say try stuff and see. Don't just go based on the word of someone else. I was never opposed to this type of tool. I just was like, well, I don't see why I need that. But as time went on, I was like, well, maybe I'm gonna try it because I'm not getting the result that I wanna get from doing what I'm currently doing. So again, I will put the link to Michael Todd's website, and I would say if you're considering trying a brush, go ahead and try it, because what's the worst that can happen? Oh, and the other thing, this has a 3-year freaking warranty on it. So, I think Clarisonic has a 1-year warranty on their brush. And so, because you can't take the battery out of here. So if it dies in a year and you spend $300 on that effing, super fancy Clarisonic brush, you throw it in the garbage because they're not gonna fix it. This has a 3-year warranty. So even if you bought the more expensive version of the Michael Todd brush, if you keep it for 3 years, and then after the 3 years you have to buy a new one, it's totally worth it. So if you're considering buying a sonic cleansing brush, I would recommend considering the Michael Todd brand, just for the fact that it has a 3-year warranty. And it's not one of those warranties where it's like, well, you used it, so it's broken. That's not the type of warranty that they have. It has a 3-year warranty, and it is antibacterial. So I would say if, this is a good brand to try. But that's everything that I've done to get my skin together. And I also, like I said, put on a ton of Natasha Denona blush. And this is from her Diamond and Blush palette, because I love it, and it just looks like the best thing that ever happened. And but that's it, because this video is going to be long as hell. But I hope that this information was useful, and I am not washing this off because I look great. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I don't want to be 20 different shades of me. I just want 1 or 2.